Hi everyone, welcome to this session on scaling innovation through AI micro apps. So, AI is everywhere, right? So, every one of us in this session know what AI means, all the hype and buzz around AI. In every single event or conference we have been attending in the learning and assessment space, every other session is about AI and the possible applications of AI, in this space. So all of us are aware of the possibilities, and we are very excited about the possibilities. One thing that we see, in all our interactions is that people do not know where to start, with the application of AI in their own organizations. There are a few challenges. The real challenge is about bringing AI transformation into your own organization. Sounds exciting, but it's hard, right? We all have a different variety of technology platforms and systems and processes in our own organizations, right? So our systems are all fragmented. We have homegrown systems, we have systems that we have licensed from vendors, we have standard systems out there, we have non standard systems. Essentially, there are systems at various levels of AI maturity. Having one solid AI strategy is not possible because your systems may not support it. There are some systems that are ahead, there are some systems that are behind when it comes to their AI maturity. There is also the risk of user resistance. Not everybody in your organization may be fully AI aware or AI literate. If you're not aware of something, if you're not aware of the benefits it brings on the table, you would resist it. So bringing everybody onto the same context and convincing them is another big job all of us have to do. You have something going on well, your business is working great, you have existing processes in place. Bringing in AI may disturb it, right? So there is that fear of disrupting existing working processes. And finally, there is limited budgets and bandwidth. You already have people working on your traditional business processes. Bringing in AI means taking some people out of the actual business processes into an unknown system, into an unknown workflow or a process. There'll always be resistance and challenges associated with it. As an organization, you generally could do it in two ways, right? So you could go all in, reimagine your entire learning and assessment model, keeping AI at the center. Bring AI into your systems in a loud and disruptive way. While that's great, it can also disturb your existing processes. It can confuse your staff, and many a times it can annoy your learners and test takers, thereby putting your brand and business at risk. A second approach would be to do it in a subtle, incremental way by bringing in small little improvements using AI at various stages in your learning and assessment lifecycle. Right? That's what AI micro apps is all about. AI micro apps are about incremental innovation, encouraging the idea of solving one problem at a time. They are purpose built AI tools, they are modular and lightweight. They are API ready, which means they can plug in into your existing systems and workflows so that you can reap the benefits of AI in your own organizations. So we have come up with this suite of AI micro apps and services that can plug in into your existing assessment and proctoring systems, improve efficiency, effectiveness, and experience across your systems. We may not have time to go over all the apps in this session, but let's take a look at a handful of them. If you want to know more about the rest of the apps and services, we'll leave behind some links and information at the end of this presentation. Let's take a look at the first app, an interesting app, Item Generator. Now, every single vendor out there, assessment vendor out there, offers AI enabled item generation, so there's nothing new. However, with generative AI, item generation was pretty straightforward. You have an item author, go into the system, say, I want this chapter, this learning objective, this taxonomy. I want multiple choice questions, 5 of them, generate. Now it would behind the scenes hit a large language model, use a RAG process to generate some items and present it to you. You would make some tweaks and then take it or discard it. The agentic AI world is very different. In the world of agentic AI, we can look at AI agents, as a team of AI agents working in a symphony, right? It's a symphony of these AI agents working relentlessly to get your job done, right? What would happen is you as an item author would submit your request that would be taken up by, say, 2 agents, A1 and A2, that do the job of creating the first draft of the items. They would refer to your knowledge bases, your courses, your books, your curriculum, and generate the first cut of the items. Another agent, A3, would look at the output of A1 and A2, compare them. It would either pick the better of the two or summarize them and consolidate them and create its own new version. The agent A4 would then look at the guidelines that you have as an organization. There would be guidelines around the length of the stem, the style of the options, the choice of words, the tone that you need to use, any prohibited words, the formatting that you need to apply, the font that you need to apply across all these items. The formatter agent would take into consideration all these guidelines and create a fully well formatted version of the item based on your organizational guidelines and then pass it on to the next one. The validator agent A5 would then take this item or items, look into your existing item bank and look for any similar items, look for any enemy items and do that validation and check. It would flag anything if there is anything similar that already exists in the item bank, go back in the pipeline and regenerate some of those items. The agent A6 would take the output of A5 and then present it to a human in the loop. The human reviewer will then look at it. The reviewer thinks it's good. It would move on to the next agent in the line. Otherwise, it gets pushed back in the pipeline. A7 would take the final version of the items, package it in the right way. It would know how to package it into a QTI version or an Excel version or a proprietary version and then push it back and publish it into the item bank. So we are looking at a team of AI agents, autonomous AI agents working as a team to get your job done. Now, if you have one AI model do 15 tasks, it would do an average job in all of those 15 tasks. If you have dedicated AI agents that do only one task but do it really well, the overall efficiency and accuracy of the system increases significantly. Here is a case study of how this app has solved some of the issues faced by an organization. Now we're talking about a large Canadian professional institute that continues to have 6 full-time and 8 part-time authors managing formative and summative assessments. They were creating all the items manually with multiple review cycles. So they had 4-week turnaround times. They faced issues with inconsistent quality and high operational costs. They adopted the AI micro app for item authoring from Excelsoft, integrated it into their existing item authoring and banking workflow. So they were able to automate 80% of their entire workflow, right? Reduce the turnaround time from 4 weeks to 1 week, bring in consistent structure, tone, and quality across all their items. What happened was, they were able to save 60% of the cost across the systems and achieve tremendous consistency across all the items in their item bank. Let's look at the next app in action, essay evaluation. So essay evaluation is an AI-enabled service that can automatically evaluate your essays based on predefined rubrics. Again, essay evaluation can be seen as a team of AI agents working together to get your job done. So you have your handwritten responses that would go through an AI agent A1 that would do the job of digitizing a handwritten response into a digital response. The agent A2 would take that digital response along with historical marking data, any rubrics and guidelines of the organization, and then pass it on, do the scoring along with explanation and give it to the human marker. The human marker would then look at it. If there is any feedback, he would pass it back to the AI marker. Otherwise, he would go ahead and publish the final score and explanation. It would work something like this. So the student handwritten responses come in all handwritings. There would be strike throughs, there would be insertions, there would be situations where the AI agent has to do has to carry on the spelling mistakes. Right, AI agent cannot go about correcting the mistake. In the interest of accuracy, if the student has made a spelling mistake, the AI agent has to carry over the spelling mistake into the digitized version. It would do that, and you have a digitized version of the response. Then that goes through an AI marker. The AI marker also takes into account the marking scheme and the rubrics and the guidelines, and spit out a score along with detailed explanation and feedback. The feedback would include explanation on why the AI marker gave the score it gave, along with areas of improvement, what the student needs to do in order to improve their score. This app has been used by a major UK-based professional qualification body. This body conducts over 400,000 paper-based assessments yearly with free text responses in English, biology, and math. They had been doing manual grading for all their exams, which involved high costs and slow turnaround time, a lot of inconsistencies and human errors. They had difficulty maintaining grading standards and quality. They adopted the AI micro app for essay evaluation. They scanned these handwritten responses into images, digitized them using the AI agent with over 86% accuracy. The AI pipeline would score these responses as per the guidelines and provide explainable scores and feedback to students. So they integrated AI into their existing grading workflow, right? So human graders would see the AI score and rationale and feedback and keep that in mind while doing their human grading, thereby aiding consistency. They were able to reduce costs significantly. They achieved great consistency and accuracy, faster turnaround times for grading and feedback across the organization. Speech evaluation is another app that does subjective and objective evaluation and feedback of spoken responses. Here we are looking at scoring and evaluating a student's pronunciation, not just the content of it, but the pronunciation part of it, and it is increasingly popular due to the application in language learning. You can evaluate and analyze a spoken response from a candidate, provide subjective, objective feedback. It can give scores on pronunciation, fluency, vocabulary, intonation, prosody, and voice modulation. Again, here, we see a team of agents in action. The student's spoken response would go through the first agent, which would enhance the audio. Then it would give it out to two agents in parallel, A2 which would do the transcribing, A3 which would do all this analysis and scoring of the student's pronunciation. A4 would combine the outputs of A2 and A3 into a comprehensive grade. A5 would do the job of generating feedback and publishing the final score along with the feedback for the student. Now, AI Personas is another app that provides realistic digital characters that can simulate real world conversations, enabling interactive, adaptive, dynamic learning and assessment experience for students. We'll be sharing more information about AI personas in a follow-up session, or share this information over an email if there is interest around it. So we'll look at the key takeaways here. AI should enhance, not disturb. If you have something going on well in your organization, don't disturb it. Use micro apps, incremental innovation. Use small wins to achieve a bigger change. Let your systems evolve, not explode. Benefits of micro app adoption: you can start off with a simple pilot with low experimentation cost, minimal learning curve for your internal stakeholders, little or no disruption to ongoing business, and you'll be able to achieve quick ROI because you're looking at one problem and trying to solve it end to end. You can see the benefits of it in no time. At Excelsoft, we have a replicable model for AI adoption. We help you identify a pain point, define a small little 2-month, 3-month pilot with one of the micro apps, help you integrate it gradually into a larger ecosystem. In the process, you could measure impact that is having, bring in other people in the organization into confidence. Finally, scale it with confidence across the organization. So let's discuss how you can start your own incremental innovation journey with Excelsoft. Here's the link where you can get more information. Thank you.